All right, as it says here we go. And we were just talking about, my name again is Matthew Joseph. I'm one of the co-hosts. I'm here with Rob, aka Queen of Sheba, that we always have a great time at these events. Night Skate 2025 is the first time we've been here. We've done this probably now 8 times, and we always get a little sad on the last interview because we're done. But how's this partnership been this time, Rob? I know we've been together other stuff, so it's our first time here in New York.
So we've done conferences before, big ones from ISTE to smaller regional ones. Night Skate, again, technically it's a big conference. It's in a huge facility, so many people, so many things going on, but it doesn't feel like some of the bigger ones. Feels a little bit more regional, a little bit more homey. Everybody just seems to know each other and be so relaxed. And I love doing these events with you because you're like a magnet for genius.
Geez.
People that are so talented and so good
You make me
always
blush.
seem to flock around you. And I know that's because of what you bring to the table, but it allows me to experience so many great people. So like our guest coming up now, it's just fun.
That's awesome. Well, no pun intended when you started to talk about flock, because we are going to bring in Theresa O'Brien.
You didn't mean to do that, but that's great.
Who I just got to meet in person for the first time here as well, here at Night Skate. Although I think we met at ISTE, but I didn't know that. So that's coming up soon. So Theresa, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here. Also, my first podcast, so very fun.
Never on Stronger Together. I know.
First podcast ever.
Oh my gosh, this is even better. Look at that. So we end with somebody's first time, and you always remember your first. So I'm really excited that it's here at Night Skate with Stronger Together. So for those who are watching or like, I don't really know that name, tell us who Theresa O'Brien is as an educator.
Okay, yeah. So I'm Theresa O'Brien. I'm not an educator, but I've worked with educators.
Because you are here, you are part of the work, 100%.
Thank you. I was gonna say I've worked with educators on and off for 10 years prior to being with Goosechase, always in the experiential learning realm. So I joined the team about 1.5 years ago, but I'm super happy to be here and meeting a lot of our wonderful creators and new creators perhaps.
So before coming on to Goosechase, what has been your professional pathway?
Yeah, great question. Honestly, nearly everything. I started out in the educational travel realm. So I was a tour guide for K-12 students across North America. So I did that for a few years in between my college summers, which I really enjoyed. And then I moved into film and television. I was working as an actor. I also worked on a kids TV show, helping write and come up with the concepts for that show. Again, interactive learning experience for students where they could do hands-on crafts, things like that. And then back to educational travel. And then more recently, 1.5 years ago, Goosechase.
So we've heard Goosechase a few times now. Talk to us about what Goosechase is.
Yeah, so Goosechase is an interactive experience platform. We started as a scavenger hunt platform. In 2011, it was at University of Waterloo. Our founders came up with it during a hackathon. And then from there, it just kind of took off.
Wow. So it's like, what's the experience? What would be something that users would see and be like, oh yeah, I like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I guess I'll speak to the K-12 world. So I have schools that use it for scavenger hunts around the school. They might use it for a year-long event where they release different missions, and the missions are tasks you have to complete within the game you're playing, the Goosechase. And so a school might release missions that say, attend this sporting event and take a selfie. You have 2 hours at that event to take it, to kind of increase engagement, increase the fun throughout these tasks they're already doing. So really gamifying what they're already doing, and just making it that much more enjoyable.
Sounds a lot like a lot of fun. Not just for the kids, I can see that as a team building exercise for the educators as well.
Yes.
The scavenger hunt's always been around, it's always been exciting, and now to incorporate it into the educational world with digital, et cetera, just like takes it to another level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have tons of schools that use this for professional development as well. I always like to say, think of your new staff onboarding. You might have a teacher doing a quest around the school where their first quest is to make up a character name and kind of make it a little more creative.
So how are you partnering with this event, Night Skate?
Yeah, so this is our first year at Night Skate. We are a corporate partner, so this year we're running an experience at the conference. We have tons of missions that could be find the goose on the loose. I was dressed up as a goose and people had to find me and take a photo, vendor engagement, event engagement. So tons of tasks over the few days that we're here. And then Night Skate's also offering some awesome prizes as well. So based on participation, you're entered into a draw to win a cool Night Skate. basket. Yeah, I do have a goose costume. I did de-goose for this, but you'll see me re-goose stuff later. So I have a hat that's very large, and then a whole caboose, as we like to say. Yeah, I love it.
Caboose.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And speaking of hats, I got a nice new cool hat from Goosechase, so make sure to check them out. What booth are you at?
We are at 517.
All right, right near tech. So after you check out booth 500, go right across the hall, almost diagonal to Goosechase and check them out. For those of you who are watching, their website is below. Make sure to jump on there and see all the great things that they do. Now, one of the things you'll see right at the top that I was like, okay, as an assistant superintendent who really looks at engagement and instruction, the first thing that pops up is really looking at a whole new way to create experiences. I talk a lot about when you wrote a book about creating experiences for students. And I think having that opportunity is really important. So share some positive experiences who used the program and had great experience.
Yeah, I think actually probably one of the first conversations I always have with a new customer is.
Oh, you still on? You keep going.
Okay. Is usually I say, "How did you hear about us?" And they say, "Oh, we used it. I used it as a participant at a conference or at a professional development, and I had so much fun." And I really think that we can't stress that enough. We don't care if you don't remember who Goosechase is, but as long as you remember your experience and that you had fun, that's our biggest thing. I think when it comes to schools, what I hear a lot is I got to do something really fun and weird that I wouldn't have normally done at a PD session. So as a former actor, I love play. I love the idea of an adult to kind of get out of your comfort zone. So I think that's what our platform does super well for both students and staff.
So you just dropped something else in there, an actor.
Yes.
What are some things you've done?
Oh, okay. So I was an actor for 5 years. I worked on a Disney film, Peter Pan and Wendy. I was working on the background of that, so I wasn't acting in that. I've done commercials. I did a Neutral commercial. I've done lots of small indie films, but and then the kids show as well. So
wow, you besides goose costume, you also wear many hats. So I think.
I do. That's why I love the goose costume so much. It kind of reminds me of my acting days, and I love making people smile and entertaining. So
that is great, and you're making people smile here with the event and the goose costume, and just bringing these experiences to students. So, does the goose costume have a name? Like, do you change character?
That is such a good question. We've never given it a name.
Okay.
You've just given her something to think
Now
about.
we have to name it.
You have to when you're in it, because as an actress, you're
right.
going into a part.
You're right.
And you're not, all right. Put that on your think.
I'm putting that in my goose noggin for later.
All right. I like it. So it is not only your first time at NiceGate, not only your first time on the Stronger Together podcast. It is the first. Hold on. Can you come over here for a second? So because we're live,
Strange things happen.
Deanne, sorry, the call over a stranger. So this is what happens when we go live. You're going to come around the back because she just won something, and we need to talk about it. Come on. So this is one of our guests today. We talked about that she was winning an award. Here she is with it. Congratulations.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't even trip going up the steps.
Oh, how fun is that? So,
And this is very fitting because Lori uses Goosechase.
oh, yes.
There you go.
I love Goosechase. Oh, I do too. I use it with
All right, so Lori.
Yes,
have you been
yes.
on
Okay,
live?
amazing.
Come around. Lori has to do. So
Said her name now.
as a user, can you give a example of positive experience you've had using the program?
Yeah, so we've been featuring the bus here at NiceGate, and we actually got Goosechase on the bus to help students move between all the different things we wanted to do, and it helps them capture their learning, and it gives them a place to kind of like have a little friendly competition.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great.
Thank you. We had award winners, we got users, and now Lori's heading up to get new book signings. It's a great
Yay.
afternoon. Just like having Theresa here for her first podcast,
Yes.
not first Stronger Together podcast, first ever. And we're going to get you out and close our NiceGate 2025 with the famous question.
So we ask this of every guest, first or a veteran, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The podcast name is Stronger Together. When you hear those words, Stronger Together, what do you think of?
I think of collaboration. Yeah, I think of working together to make I would say learning better for students, but even staff and teachers themselves. So, but I think, yeah, the biggest word is collaboration that comes to mind.
Awesome. Well, make sure you go collaborate with Goosechase. Check them out at their booth. What was the booth number again?
517.
517. They're right next to Tech, and check them out. Get on that Goosechase app. A hint: this podcast station has been a possible task on the Goosechase, so make sure to come over here. Somebody did take a picture this morning. I'm like, what is happening? And then it hit me. So, Rob, we've done it again. We have come to the end of our time together. Good news is we'll be back together at FETC.
Yes, looking forward to that.
And I always appreciate the partnership with Tech, and your contribution to the show. It just makes it so much better. And there's no way for you to go out than as the Queen of Sheba.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. I enjoy doing these with you. And like I said, I feel like I'm a better person, educator, and even director of education in my title. I feel like I've grown just by being in your influence sphere.
Awesome. Well, you push yourself out of your comfort zone with the Ignite. You're here with us. Theresa's first time. It's a great way to end today. Thank you to the Nice Gate board and the event here to put us up and give us a great space to talk to so many great educators like Theresa. You can watch back all episodes on Stronger Together Podcast Network. Everyone else,
Have a great Thanksgiving.
have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great rest of the night.
Thank you.
Looking forward to Nice Gate 2026.
Queen of Sheba out.